Let me actually turn off the Wi-Fi so it's not using the Wi-Fi. Okay, hopefully this is recording. Got my little DJI mic on, so hopefully y'all will be able to see the audio or hear the audio better. I'm gonna let some people pop in here before we get started, but I can tell y'all kind of, whoever's watching this on the VOD, what we're gonna be doing, which is going to be changing the oil in our pressure washer. This pressure washer has its own oil, and then also the pump has its own oil. And then we're also gonna be changing this oil filter right here, and then maybe a couple of other things. I've bought a couple things that I need to go ahead and replace and fix on the pressure washer. So I'm gonna be doing that today with y'all. We got some oil. We needed that 10 weight 30 SAE. I don't exactly know what that means, but I got that. And then we got the pump oil, which is going to be the general pump is the specific pressure washing pump that I have. So we're going to be using their specific oil as well, Series 100 if you're asking. And I'll link all this stuff on my Amazon storefront as well when that comes time. What I was going to do though is I want to set up my camera, and then we're going to go ahead and get rolling here. I want to get the phone where I can mount it on me. Mount it on me. Mount it on me. Hopefully y'all can see me though, right here. And hopefully it's picking it up through the DJI mic and not the camera phone mic. That was one of our main goals with this setup, is so that it's not just picking up. Okay, so this is the case that I use for the camera itself. There's actually something that I think I might have left inside that I might have to run in and grab, which is I have this like little screw in. It can screw into the top of this case basically, and it's just like a little like phone mount that you would have just like on a ring light, but it'll be able to sit on top of this. So technically I think I'll be able to wear this camera and then have the phone right here, and it might be big and bulky and I might not be able to see. So we're gonna just test it out and see how it works today. This will be our first time trying it this way, but that way I'm able to capture like this perspective for actual long form content, but be live with y'all and be able to read the chat. My problem right now is I can't read the chat while I'm tinkering around on the trailer. I just have to end up walking behind the phone and checking the chat and all that. So hopefully this will put it to where I can have my phone and my camera right here, and then I'll be able to interact with y'all a lot better on the chat. So I appreciate everybody stopping in here. We're just gonna be doing an oil change today, and I was trying to let some people file in here before we got started. But basically we're gonna be changing the pressure washer oil, we're going to be changing the pump oil, and then we're also going to be changing this oil filter right here. So, and yes, I say oil. I'm sorry, oil, 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 oil. We're going to be changing the oil. Same thing. I can hear my girl in my head saying, "It's oil, it's oil." Well, to me, it's oil. Sorry, y'all. And heel is heel and pin is pin, okay? I have a little bit of an accent. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, young fighter? Nah, I'm not a fighter, brother. I'm a lover. I don't think I've been in one fight in my life. At least a physical altercation. Okay, so I'm gonna put this camera in this case, and we'll keep going here. Okay, so the camera sits in this case like this, and then the back end closes it in, and then the side closes in. This way you can change the batteries and the SD still, but continue to like film and stuff. I haven't had to wear it with the case. It's so heavy. So heavy. Let me get my mount for my neck. And then I have to find that thing I was talking to y'all about for the phone specifically. What's going on, everybody? Cause man, I'm a peaceful person. What's going on, Linda Tomlin? I'm About to do an oil change here in a minute. I was trying to get my camera and stuff set up so that I can film it for the YouTube long form as well. This mic might be in my way right here, honestly. I don't want it to be too much in the way. Hopefully y'all can hear me pretty well. Fighter, I'm just a peaceful person, brother, man. I don't like to fight. I'm not a fighter. I like to watch the UFC, if that's what you're asking. I do like to watch the UFC. Yeah, basically I don't really get it's hard to annoy me, to be honest. I'm a pretty passive person, so it takes a lot to annoy me. But yeah, never annoyed enough to need to fight somebody. But I also didn't have like little siblings or anything. I'm an only child, so I think a lot of fighting, you fight your siblings and then you fight for your siblings, so a lot of those scenarios just never happened for me. Trying to get the screen wiped and get some people in here and stuff before we get going. And I want to sign on to this camera. Y'all can see me do that real quick. So I'm about to do that. Hard to tell how many people are in here from this angle. Okay. I'm gonna sign in on this camera so that it's recording, and then we'll go ahead and strap everybody in. So give me 1 second here. Y'all can watch this. All right. What's going on, everybody? Dustin with Black and Gold Pressure Washing, back again with another video. Today we are going to be doing an oil change on the pressure washer. Right here we have a pump that needs its oil change, and we have the actual pressure washer itself that needs oil change. And then we're also going to be switching out this filter, and then maybe a few other things on the trailer, depending on the time and the phone battery and all that. I'm live on the live stream right now, but if you're watching this, it's because you didn't catch me live, man. So check out my channel and check out the lives. Other than that, I'm about to strap y'all in and let's get going. Boom! There we go. Okay, y'all, so now it's live on the camera right here too. Okay. I don't know how well this will work with that phone thing. I just want to experiment with it. If I don't think it works, I have the ring light for y'all here. So what I'm gonna do is get this set up. Hey, I appreciate you stopping by though, Fighter. Do you ever watch the UFC or anything? Let's see. I want to start trying to go live on TikTok. Does anybody use TikTok or like watch TikToks live? Curious. Oh no, what I hit? I think I put the green screen on. Hold on, y'all. Trying to strap you into a ring light here so that y'all can see what we're gonna be doing here. You like boxing? Heck yeah. Let's see. Trying to find y'all a good angle so you'll be able to see where we're at and what we're doing. Basically what we're supposed to do is run the pressure washer for 2 to 3 minutes, let the oil kind of warm up, and then I'll show y'all. Basically we can drain it from these tubes right here. So we're not gonna have to like pull there's like a plug over here you would normally have to do. But basically the tanks are wired, both the pump and the pressure washer have these extension drains basically. So they're not quite long enough to go in front of my trailer, but I feed them usually right down in here and just let them drain down in there. So that's what we're gonna end up doing here. But basically, the pressure washer needs to heat up the oil. Once the oil is heated up, then we will allow it to drain. Once it's drained, we'll change the oil filter, and then we'll also change the new oil that's going to go in it, which is going to be this 10W30 weight motor oil for the actual Honda GX690. And then for the general pump, we are going to be using this oil right here, which will be Series 100 General Pump Industrial Oil. And all of this stuff will be linked in my video after this. And if you check out my Amazon storefront, you can also find the products there. So if you guys are interested in any of the products that we are using today, that's where you'll be able to find them. Trying to get this ring set up for y'all. I'm just killing time talking with y'all. Killing time. Okay, and I'm gonna lay out everything that we need over here so that we're not wondering where everything is. And like I said, I want to run in and grab that phone, that little phone magnet thing, just to see if that helps at all. And then I also need to add some water to this pressure washer. So that'll also be what we're doing here. I'm gonna run just a little bit of this hose so that it can have a place to drain that water, not all over us. What else do we need, boys? Anything? Anybody can think of anything? I got water out here. Y'all thirsty? Anybody need some water? Okay. I'll put this here so y'all can see me. But basically I gotta run this hose, this garden hose, to the spigot hookup on the house so that we are able to get some water into the pressure washing tank so that we can run the motor for 3 to 5 minutes, because it has to be enough water in the system to allow you to run it for that long. And right now I don't have enough water in it, so just trying to pull enough hose so it doesn't get caught up on anything here. Okay, so we got the hose now. So give me 1 second to go run it over here. All right, let me sneak back in here. Get connected. Okay, connected. Turning the water on. Y'all can hear it. And whew, sometimes I gotta like run away from the water because it sprays. On my house in particular, the backflow valve is really crappy. Okay, so the tank is full, or filling now. What's going on, everybody? I appreciate y'all joining. Here, I'll sit down real quick. I know some of y'all are just watching and some of y'all are new in here, but basically we're doing an oil change on the pump and the pressure washer itself, and then the oil filters. And I got some fuel filters. I've never changed them before, so that might be something we change right here as well. I thought there was 2 oil filters, but I could be wrong. But I bought a couple other things, but I might end up going live for those as well separately and not do everything today. Otherwise, yeah. Otherwise, yeah, brother. Yeah. Okay, so the game plan is turn this pressure washer on and let it run for about 2 to 3 minutes so the oil's heated up. And then we'll be able to drain it pretty easily. And I'll have to make sure to get the tools that we need for it. Let me put y'all right here so you can see what I'm doing. I have this like container that captures all the oil. So we're gonna use that. Okay, so checking my AC over here. It looked like it was sweating. Sweating. Okay. So there's a little bit of oil in here, but plenty of space for this change. But basically this thing will capture all the oil. So if I run the tube down, those tubes down, I can just have them land here and it'll all file into this. So that's the current game plan right now. So this will sit under the pressure washer, and I'll take y'all with me so you can see. But yeah, my apple is lonely, brother. I started that apple like an hour ago, and I just haven't finished eating it. Maybe I'll eat it on the mic with y'all so that you can hear the crunches. It's a giant apple. My girl's been getting these like mega apples, and they're huge, bro. It's hard to finish them. I appreciate y'all popping in the chat though. I'm not washing today, brother. I'm gonna be changing the oil in the pressure washer. Basically, the pressure washer has oil, and then the pump has oil. We're gonna be changing both of those. And then there's an oil filter on the side that I'm also gonna be changing. But that's basically what we're gonna be doing today. So I'm gonna heat this pressure washer up so the oil gets more viscous, right? Or less. Is it less viscosity or more viscosity? Basically, you want it like warm and thin so that it can drain easier. When it's cold and thick, not that it's cold in Florida, but basically it'll just flow out of the pump easier if it's warm. That's what I'm trying to get at. So this is the oil filter we'll be replacing it with. Look who's joining us. We're live right now. Lauren turned up too much for Memorial Day. She's still recovering. And then Roscoe's out here, happy. Hello. I just went live like, oh no, I've been live 17 minutes. I basically have to heat up this pressure washer. Oh, that's something you could run in and do for me. The magnetic thing that I just fixed, I think it's sitting on my desk to hold the phone. Okay. I think it's on the desk. If not, it's on the dining table because I was about to bring it out here. Sheesh. It is hot. Okay, boys, what else do we need for this oil change? Come on, I need help here. Give me a rundown of what's needed. We need... Stay. Who's he woofing at? Oh, my neighbors came outside. Okay, so I think we'll need this to take off those caps. I'll need 2 crescent wrenches. And then how do y'all get oil filters off? Does anybody have like a way they get oil filters off easily? This will be my first time taking the oil filter itself off. I've done the other stuff, but I have not done an oil filter yet. So that's another thing. I think he went over there. Okay, I'll come look for it. I'll come look for it. They're both recovering. Okay, so let me see. What else do I need, boys? Let's get us a rag so that we have a rag. Oh, let me get a dirty one. I'm just chilling with y'all today, so we're not like in a big rush. So if you see me taking my time, her and my neighbor are bonding over drinking way too much. Yesterday was Memorial Day, so everybody got a little too tippy. Yeah, like an oil wrench. I read you in the chat, brother. I thought I had something similar to that I had bought. I just have to dig around for it in here. I also want to show you all my new jack that I got. I spent $180. Let me move this here. This is why I want to wear the phone so that y'all can see what I'm doing. But basically, I bought a heavy-duty jack because I had a jack for the trailer, but I had a scenario where I went to jack it up and the jack wasn't strong enough. I don't know if the trailer is just too heavy or what, but basically, we use this one too, so we have both. Basically, I was having trouble jacking up the trailer. I ended up using the Explorer's jack to do it, but it didn't. See, this is a multi-tool. I was thinking this was an oil wrench that I had bought, but this definitely doesn't look like an oil wrench. The oil filter, I'll show you what it looks like. You tell me, brother, because I'm not too familiar with car oil filters. But basically, they look like this. This is the filter. You can see the old one that's right there. But basically, this is the replacement that we'll be using. I don't know. This kind of looks like the right size. No, I was lying. I was definitely lying. Look at this. Does not work. Not for it anyway, but I thought this might be it. Okay, so my question then is, do these channel locks get large enough? I have these, if I can get it large enough. Whew. Hopefully this will be what we need. Hey, I appreciate everybody being in here. I'm trying to go live more, so if I can do that. Okay, look, this is how wide it gets. So I think that's wide enough. Yeah, see, I need it just a hair bit smaller, actually. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So this will work. So we'll be able to take it off with this, it looks like. So we'll keep this sized up like this. Okay. Oil, oil, oil. Rag. Any other thing I need. And when we heat up this pressure washer, I'll just, we'll bring ourselves into the garage so we don't have to hear how loud it is for a while. Because it will be loud, I know that. Okay. All right, boys, I'm gonna run in and see if I can find this little piece real quick. So y'all sit right here. Nobody leave, okay? All right. Y'all hear me? Nobody leave, okay? I'll be right back. It'll take me 30 seconds max. I'm looking for this thing so I can put the phone here and not be able to see it. My phone will be like right here probably, but I'll be able to go cross-eyed reading the chat, so that's a positive. Oh, she's bringing it to me, so let's see how this works. Thank you. It's hot out here.
It's hot. That's why I just sat out here. I can't hang out here right now.
Yeah, I know. She is recovering. She needs to go sleep. She only slept like 3-4 hours. Boys, I've never tried this, and I don't know if this is gonna work. This is just a theory of a way we could do it. Actually, boys, what if we do it sideways? This case, I'm telling you, is top notch though. But I was thinking, what instead of it right here, because this is just like I'm not gonna be able to like work and think and look at the phone. What if I put it, because this case has the ability? What if I screw it right here, and then I have the phone next to the camera? You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm gonna have to take this camera off to do this because this thing is too finicky. Here, what I can do is I can tighten this first. But this might work, this might work. I'm telling y'all, this case is top notch. It's got 3 different points at which you can attach to. So when it comes to like stuff like this, because what if I do it like, how would I do it? How would I do it? Like this? Right, y'all? That seems about right. And then I turn this way. And then like that maybe. So then we'll be able to have the phone like right there. Okay, so let's see. Camera's going. Bing, bop, boom. I don't know how this will work, y'all. So this is a tester. This is a tester. Yeah, she don't need a beer. She had too many yesterday. She drank too much. That's the problem here, boys. She drank too much. Oh shoot! But my phone case. I need my phone case because it has the MagSafe built in. Frick. I wasn't thinking about that. My problem I'm having with this phone case and this microphone is that the receiver won't sit in here nicely. See, it's the case that it would basically be like this though. You'll see. And then I could work. Y'all could see what I'm doing. Boom, 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 boom. You know? Otherwise you'll have to just kind of see me stagnant. So y'all let me know what you think. Are you okay with still shots of me working in the shot like this and talking to y'all? Or do you want a POV style like these are? I'm just curious because we can try either way. I just kind of want to see how this goes. My problem is I can't put the phone case on now because the receiver's plugged in. I think if I unplug the receiver and plug it back in, it'll mess with the mic for the live stream and the mic will default to the phone microphone. And then I don't think without powering the live off and powering it back on, will I be able to use the DJI mics that I'm wearing right here. So that's the only thing with this setup. But it might work. You're good with the still shots? Okay. We'll see how it goes. I want to what I'm gonna do is, you prefer good audio? Yeah, if the audio is good, that's the main thing too, is being able to have quality audio. Let me how should we do this? Should we try it? And then at worst case I can power the live back up. Thank Destin, thank. My thing is with this right here, I don't know if y'all see, but that receiver is gonna be sitting like, I don't know. I don't know how it'll sit on my chest, to be honest, because of the way it's set up. Otherwise, I could do like a vertical shot. I don't think I'll worry about it right now, boys. The phone doesn't have MagSafe built in, right? Let me see. Let me just double check. I don't think the phone has MagSafe built in. But let's see. Oh, it does. What am I thinking? Okay, we're good. All right, boys. All right, we're strapped in here. So this is what it'll be like. Let me get this neck mount set up better. Set up on my neck better. Okay, so it'll be something along these lines. So you're strapped to me now. So let me know how the audio quality is. And I'm gonna go cross-eyed looking at the chat, but okay. So this is me wearing it on the chest mount. So now it'll be like everything is right here and you'll be able to see me wrenching and doing everything. So hopefully that'll be good and everybody's good with that. This thing is heavy on my neck. And then worst case, we can pop it back on this ring light whenever we need to. So with that being said, let's see how bouncy it is too. I'm trying to be more steady with my walks. Some sort of dog turd right there. Okay, so I'm gonna wipe this thing off real quick so that it's not that it's dirty oil, but so that the oil ain't. One thing we need to do is not drop this phone because there ain't no case on it. But basically, I'm gonna clean this off. This is where I think I want my chest like mount and not this neck mount, because I feel like the neck mount is a little wobbly. The chest mount is more secure, but it's not as easy to take on and off and stuff. Okay, so basically this will open like this, and then the oil will drain down from these tubes right here. So our main goal is going to be diverting these tubes that you see right here into a way in which we can get them to drop down in here and feed the oil down here. That's how you kind of see this wood is a little darker, is because I kind of have to prop these up like this. And if I'm able to prop it up like that, then we're good. So that it'll drain here. And then while we do that, we'll do the oil filter as well. And I've heard if you take this cap off, it allows for better flow when it comes to actually draining the tank. And then same with this. So this pump oil, we'll get this little one. And then the big pressure washer, I'll get this. And I'll link all the sizing and everything. It's a little wobbly, but honestly, it's not detrimental to the experience. Okay. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, I think I'll invest in a chest mount so that it's not so like boom, 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 shaky. I don't want to make y'all sick. The still shots are better. And I think maybe once I'm actually changing the oil, I'll make it not so still shotted. But what I'm going to do is fire this up and just let it run for about 3 minutes. And I'm going to go into the garage with y'all just so it's not so loud and we don't have to sit next to the pressure washer. But let me lock this reel, because if I don't lock this reel, it'll undo itself. So the reel is locked, and then I think we're good to go. And we found a way to take that one off. Okay, cool. Everybody ready? Let's get this going, boys. And I'm gonna bring this ring light back over here. But yeah, we'll just let it run for like 2 to 3 minutes while we chit chat over here. Let me bring my apple and my water. Bada bing, bada boom. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-bum. Okay, and then we'll take these. We need these. I'll keep my phone case in my pocket. Oh, let's bring our trusty apple with us. Okay. What GPM machine is this? Did you start with something smaller? Oh yeah, I can show you what I started with in a minute. This is an 8 gallon a minute machine. It is 8 GPM. So she's a beauty. She's a beauty. Are we gonna need gloves, boys? Do we need gloves? Or am I being a sissy boy here? Am I being a shitty boy, scared of his oil on his fingies? Because I think I have some gloves in here somewhere, or I had some. Before this live is over, I want to show y'all my Jack Bosch jack. I haven't even opened it or set it up yet, so I need to do that with y'all because I want to show it off. I don't know what I did with those gloves. I had a pair of nitrate gloves in here somewhere, but I ain't gonna worry about it right now, boys. We'll be all right. We get some oil on our hands. It ain't the end of the world. Okay, so we're good on that. All right, boys, I'm gonna fire this up, and then we'll walk over to the to where it's a little bit quieter. So here we go, y'all. Here we go. Get over there. Okay. All right, let me pop this off real quick so I can see y'all. Okay, hopefully you can see me and hear me. I don't know how loud the machine is over there, but basically the pressure washer is on. We turned it on at what, 34 minutes live. So at 37 minutes, I'm gonna go cut it off so that the oil's warm, but it's not too hot to mess with. And then I'll let it all drain out. Biscuit, I basically started with a 5 gallon a minute, or not a 5 gallon, a 2.5 gallon a minute machine. I might be able to show you it back here. It's tucked back in here. It's under this surface cleaner. Can't really see it. But basically under that surface cleaner is the first pressure washer that I started with. It was a Simpson, I think. But I used that one for about a year, and 2.5 gallon a minute I do not recommend. You know, you should just go with 4 if you can. I didn't do much research before I started, so I kind of just underbought, and then I paid for it on the back end with not being able to power my surface cleaner and a couple other things. So yeah, I would go ahead and skip the 2.5 gallon, go for 4 if anything, and then make your way to 8. But I wouldn't recommend the 2.5 gallons, to be honest. Unless you're just like a homeowner trying to do it with a wand, then it'd be fine. But if you're trying to actually do a business or something with it, don't do the 2.5. No, would not recommend. 0 out of 10. But you can make it work. I made it work for a year. So we're at what, about 2 minutes? I'm gonna let it go for about 1 more minute, and then I'm gonna come cut this pressure washer off. And I think I'll put y'all back on the tripod just so it's not so shaky and it's not as heavy on my neck. I don't know if y'all can tell, but with this camera on my neck, it just makes everything really heavy. Because I have not only the camera, but then I was having the phone right here, so that's kind of why it looks like this. But we'll give it about 30 more seconds and I'm gonna go cut it off. Let me know how loud it gets while I walk over here. I have noise canceling on the mic. Okay. Okay. Oil is off. You want to set like this? You're running a 4-gallon Simpson? Nice. Yeah. Working out of the back of the SUV. That's how I started, brother. You're jealous of the hose reels, just trying to embrace the challenge? Yeah. Man, when I first started, I was pulling everything out of this Explorer. If you check out my channel, I have a couple videos showing like how I got started. And yeah, basically for the first like 2 years, the first year I was pulling everything out of Acura TL. So it's not even, I didn't even have the Explorer yet. So like everything just, you just got to kind of slowly acquire everything. Unless you have a bunch of cash flow, it's hard to have enough money to do it all. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take this thing off real quick for y'all. And the oil's heated up in that tank now. So what I'm gonna do is drain it. Drain it. But if you keep working at it, homie, you'll definitely be able to get this trailer though. It wasn't that expensive. You just have to buy things in parts and pieces. Like get your main thing so that you can function. But yeah, like I started with the trailer and then I got, I had to save a little bit more. Then I was able to buy the tanks and the pressure washer and the hose reels. I bought all those at once and I was able to plumb it and basically get the pressure washing system working. But it wasn't for like almost another year did I add that soft wash system on the back end, the blue hose over there. Like I had the hose reel, but it was empty, you know? I didn't have it on there because I couldn't buy everything at once is what I'm trying to get at. So you just got to kind of slowly acquire things. It's basically what I'm trying to get at here. Okay, basically I'm gonna try and figure out a way. I don't know if I can do them both at the same time, boys, but we'll do one of these at a time and drain these this oil. I might be able to, but I've got to find something that'll allow me to like pinch it. Okay, I don't know how this will flow. Hopefully y'all can see me though. Let me make sure this camera can see me too. But basically we're just loosening this fitting that's on here that holds the oil in the system. These tubes are extenders, so most pressure washers aren't gonna just naturally come with these. You'll definitely have to buy them separately. I'm trying to see what can sit here and hold that. Yeah, that might work. Okay, so this is about to start pouring out here, boys. And this is 10 weight 30 oil. Okay, so, and I'll leave this on there to drain a little. Okay. Okay, she's flowing, boys, now. She is flowing. So what I'm gonna do is put this cap here just to hold that for a second. And hopefully y'all can see what I was doing over here. Let me move it a little bit closer. Yeah, check out some of my videos because I talk about how I got started. I show what I started with. I show you, I've shown like on the job stuff, commercial jobs. I try to be pretty well-rounded with my content, even some day off stuff, but I'm slowly trying to add more and more um, content to where I'm not just pressure washing, because I honestly, like, I enjoy pressure washing, but like it's a means to an end, you know? This isn't like my end all be all. So I much rather enjoy like the content creation process and live streaming and talking with y'all and all that. That's kind of more up my alley. Just trying to figure out how I can move this to keep it. I need to keep it flowing, but I need to add this second tube in here. So I was trying to see if I could get it to where we might just have to do one at a time, boys. I'm having trouble lining both the drain tubes up. Huh. I've done them both at the same time before. Just don't remember what I used to catch this hose here. I might cut this zip tie that's right here. If I cut this zip tie, I'll have more freedom with this other one. So I think that's what I'm about to do here. Let me put this one like this, like we had it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and zip tie. And I'm gonna open this. Remember we said if we open this, it'll flow better. That really didn't take that long to drain out of there. I'm gonna let it keep going just a little bit longer. But it drained faster than I thought it would. Okay. Let's see what she's doing here. See if there's any more. See, when it sits like flat, it does a lot better. When I kink it up like that, it doesn't have enough. The gravitational pull isn't strong enough to pull it over the hump, if you know what I'm saying. So it's actually better if it sits like this. But I think if I cut the zip tie, I'll have more freedom with this other one. So I think that's what I'm gonna do here. That way we're able to do both at the same time, because otherwise I'm just sitting here waiting. Okay, so we'll lodge this so that it holds that there. And then we'll cut this other zip tie. And hopefully y'all can see what's going on here. Appreciate everybody popping in the chat if you're in here. If you're in here, I appreciate you. We're just doing a little oil change on the pressure washer today. Trying to take care of some things. I have another zip tie if I need to, but cutting these allows me to have more freedom with these two little hoses that I'm basically working with here. Move this a little bit more. Okay, so what we're gonna do is allow this one to stay. While we get ready to undo this next one. Okay, you stay put, mister. And I might re-thread these as well. Or like Teflon them. This thing is barely draining now, so that's good. We'll do this next one. Same thing, same process, or just using 2 crescent wrenches to loosen these plugs. I would recommend, if anybody gets one of these pressure washers, the 8-gallon, or any like Honda or whatever, get these drain tubes installed so that it makes it easier to do stuff like this. Because without these drain tubes, accessing where these drain ports are for the pressure washer is, I've heard, it can be challenging. Okay, so then we'll take that one out. Ooh, why is it Milky Minaj down there? Some sort of like nastiness. I don't know if y'all can see what this one's draining, but it is milky. It's milky, bruv. It is milky. Okay, and we'll take this off of here so that this is able to flow better. I'm gonna pan down here and show y'all what this looks like here in a second. Okay. So if you look down in here, that is draining. That is draining. But basically, we are trying to see how much we can drain out of here. So I'll let that sit for a minute while that all drains out. And we need to, I think it said that the pressure washer, when the oil filter is changed, has a 1.7 liter capacity. And then I want to say the general pump said 500 liters. I know you're supposed to get it like up to this red line. So I don't know if y'all can see that red line though. Let me move this up here. Y'all can see it. Basically this this little window glass right here has a line. I don't know how to explain that, but this thing is draining, bro. No. I had them lined up perfect. I'm basically trying to keep it lined up to where it keeps draining into the tank and not like that. Cause then it gets nasty. Then it gets nasty. And we don't want that. Okay. I need to figure out a better way to do that. This whole part where I'm like trying to line these up. What's going on, everybody? Nobody's chirping no more. Somebody chirp for me so I ain't talking to myself, man. Okay, hopefully that's a good shot right there because you can see the oil pan, see the window glass, you can see it dripping. You can see. Okay. I honestly heard you're supposed to coat these trailers, like the wood, with used motor oil. So I don't want to move it. I ain't gonna move it. But yeah, so she's dripping. The only other thing I need is I should have had some sort of catch for when we go to take this oil filter off of the other one. So I've heard you're supposed to loosen it, put something underneath it, let the oil drip out of it. There's supposed to not be that many, but then we'll install this new one. And you're supposed to put like a little dab of oil around this O-ring right here. So we'll do that as well. But I've never changed one of these before, so if anybody has and they got tips or tricks, let me know. Because I have not done the oil filter change before. But basically, once these are done draining, I'm gonna do the oil filter, and then we'll cap the plugs back off after I not Teflon wrap them. What is that called? Y'all know what I'm talking about though. But yeah, basically, once I wrap the threads again, I'll retighten the little plugs, and then we'll be good to add oil to it. So the main thing we don't want to do is over add oil. If we add too much oil, that's no bueno. And I have done that before, so we definitely don't want to do that again. Let's see, she's still dripping, so I'm gonna let her go just a little bit longer. And while that drips, maybe we can do this oil filter over here. So let me move y'all over to this other side. You can watch me fumble with the oil filter. Okay, so the oil filter is gonna be this blue one right here. Hopefully y'all can see that one. I'm trying to keep y'all in the shade over here. I'm not baking my phone. Okay, so basically we'll take this oil filter off, but I don't know how much oil is gonna come out of it. So give me a second to find a little container that I can drop underneath it. Only got halfway through this apple, man. What can I use? I was thinking I could use this dust fan, as silly as it is. I don't think it's much oil that comes out of these, if I'm correct. Which I don't know if I'm correct. But we're gonna try this dustpan method, boys. Hopefully y'all can hear me when I walk that far away from the mic. Not 100% sure you can. Cool, 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 cool. She's still working. Okay, boys, what we're gonna try is the dustpan method. I'm gonna put the dustpan underneath just to catch any oil that may come out from these from this oil filter. But I don't think much should come out. That's my personal opinion. So, rags under the filter? Yeah, let me put a rag under there as well. Good call. We'll put a rag underneath it. These are basically done draining. They're just barely dripping. Let me use an old rag that we don't really need to worry about. Okay, we got us a rag. We're gonna put the rag underneath the filter. It's not the end of the world if the oil gets on the trailer either, boys. We'll be all right. But basically we have these that we're going to use to loosen up this filter. I'm gonna move this over here so y'all can see better. Oh, I'm getting up on here. And I might get up on my trailer, so we'll see. And the question is, can I just go ahead and put this new one right back in? Let's see, oil gasket slightly, clean seating area, screw until gasket makes contact, torque about 3/4 of a turn with tool, start engine and check for leaks. So we need to oil this gasket. This little gasket. I'll keep this oil filter over here though, just so we don't get the gasket dirty or anything. And then when we go to use this oil, we'll line her real quick. Okay. So let's take this oil filter off, boys. Let's see how much oil comes out of here. Never done this part of it, so wish us luck here. Wish us luck. Should be pretty easy though. If I can get a good grip on this thing. Okay. We've broken the seal. Okay, I think I can undo it with my hand now. Okay, boys, let's see what happens here. Oh, it's got oil. Oh, it ain't too bad. It ain't too bad. Nice. Okay, and we'll dump this here. And then we'll be able to dump this little dustpan onto the little oil drain thing. Okay, that's the old oil filter is now off. And we've taken it off completely. You could tell she was old. The motor old, dark. But not too much oil. Good thing we put that rag, and good thing we caught it with the dustpan though, because that would have been more oil on the trailer than I was really wanting to get everywhere. So y'all can see it's dripping over there. And I'll let that drip out for a minute. And while that does that, I'm gonna put this down on here, this oil filter down on there, and just let it do its thing. Okay, so the pressure washing pump. Let me back y'all up and we can do a little walk through. So y'all can see what's going on here. Let me get over here. I need to act like a broadcaster here. I'm a broadcaster. Okay. Basically, hopefully y'all can see me here. We're doing an oil change on the pressure washer. We have taken the oil filter off. That is currently draining the remaining oil. We have a new oil filter, which I can show y'all, that we're about to put on. We'll have to oil up this gasket before we put this on. We've also drained the oil out of the GX690 itself, and we're going to be replacing that oil with 10W30 motor oil. And then we're also replacing this pump oil. The general pump is the pump that we use on this specific pressure washer, and that's going to use the general pump industrial pump oil, which is going to be non-detergent oil, which is very good because you need an oil that is not going to, I believe, bubble up is the reason why you get the non-detergent. So this is specifically made from the manufacturer of these pumps. So this will be my first time trying this specific pump oil, but it's made by them for them. So I imagine that is good. That is good to do, bro. Just like this is the actual Honda oil filter. I kind of just wanted to go with OEM parts just to make sure that we're not buying any aftermarket or one-off things and it not work, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where we're at with that. But basically this one, the pump has been drained. The pump has been drained and the engine has been drained. And we're just letting that oil filter do its thing. Once that's done, I'm gonna oil this one up, put this new oil filter on, and then we're gonna plug these drain tubes that we just drained, cap them off, and then we're gonna add the 10W30 oil, which with a new oil filter, we need to add about 1.5 liters, which hopefully there's measurements on this thing, because I have overfilled this pressure washer before, which then it just shoots out like this white bluish smoke. It's awful. And then we'll do the general pump oil. I don't know if anybody in the comments could do some research really quick for me and tell me what the general pump, it says use the GP Series 100 oil. If someone could look up TSF 2021, I think that's my pump number. What is the oil capacity of this pump? I need to know how many. Let's see what measurements this comes in. I think this comes in milliliters. Each one of these is 475 milliliters or 16 fluid ounces. So if you could tell me how many either milliliters this pump is or how many ounces this pump takes. I believe I want to say it's 32, but I could be wrong. We don't want to overfill it either. So if anybody wouldn't mind doing that research really quick, that'd be awesome. If not, I can figure it out. But I figure I gotta chat. I gotta put them to work, man. Y'all wanna stop in, get to work. I need your help here. I need your help. Okay. So we're good with that. what I'm gonna do now is crack open this new oil, get just a hair bit on my finger, wipe it on this gasket, and then get this gasket, or get this new filter screwed on. So that's our main goal here for this next step. And I'm gonna wipe some of this stuff that came out, just so we have a nice little spot for it to seal. Okay, and we just opened this, brand new motor oil, brand new, seal still on it. I had old oil, but does oil go bad? Does anybody know that? You know, does this stuff expire? Or is it just always good? And I don't know if shaking it up, not shaking it, but like mixing it around does anything either. I really do wish I knew more about like mechanical engines and stuff like that more, because I could definitely tell that it would help to have some basic knowledge when it comes to this stuff. Okay, I just dipped my finger in the oil and I'm rubbing it on this seal right here, as y'all can tell. We're just trying to get that seal nice and motor oiled up, I guess is what you'll say. And then now what we're gonna do is screw it back on to where it went, which it goes right down in here. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna hand tighten it on here, make sure we don't cross thread anything. Get it nice and fit. Okay, it's screwing on now. And then once we get it tight, get it on here. I'm gonna hand tighten as much as I can. And I'm gonna do just a slight, honestly, I think just leave it hand tight. I'm gonna do just a half a crank, if that, with this, just to snug it up. Okay, and I'm confident with that. So, one step done, boys, let's go. Basically, we've been able to change the oil filter. And now we have all this dustpan worth of oil that we're gonna put in our little catch down here. So that's what we're doing over here. That way nothing goes nowhere but where it's supposed to, you know what I mean, boys? We're out here trying to save the environment. I ain't dumping oil nowhere, don't you worry. I would never. But I just did get some in my driveway. Okay, so this dustpan from now on is dedicated to oil filter changes. And this rag is shot. Let's see what we can do with dapping this up on the concrete. Well, I got an oil stain for somebody to come pressure wash if anybody knows how to remove oil stains. I need it. I need help. Okay, so we've got that part done now. And that is the oil filter. So what I'm gonna do now is let's rethread these plugs, these drain plugs. I'm gonna move y'all back over here because it's a little more shady over here for the camera. I don't want the camera to get too hot. I'm getting hot, I know the camera's hot. Okay, so we're set back up over here. Basically what I'm gonna do is try and pull the tape off of these threads and rethread it before we put these plugs back in. Now, I also wanna look at these plugs because look at this. Can somebody tell me what all this white creamy noo-noo is? Like, what is that that's coming out of the plug? Because I don't know. It's like a gray. I don't know what that is. It's like a gray, bro. It's the only way I know how to describe it. Okay, so put this back in. I'm basically just cleaning out these little plugs right now, trying to make sure that, there we go. Trying to make sure it's wiped out pretty good before we put these caps back on. So that's much better than it was. And then we're gonna thread that one. And then same with this one over here. Let's move these. Okay. We're good with that. What I think it was is I think it's this tape breaking down at the bottom of the pump. Or at the bottom of these drain tubes. This little like why can I not think of the name of this stuff, boys? Oh yeah, this is for sure it. It's the way it's even just coming off of here is nasty. The sealer tape, man. Somebody drop it in the chat. What is this stuff called again? I forget. Thread seal. Thread seal tape. Yeah, Teflon tape. Let's go. Okay. Couldn't think of the name. I kept wanting to call it Teflon, but I'm like, is it Teflon? Basically, I'm just taking the remnants of the threads that, the thread tape that was left on here, or the Teflon tape, and that way we have a nice clean surface to retape these. And I've done this every time I've switched the oil filter. I've just gone ahead and re-sealed them because I just want to make sure that they're nice. And it looks like over time the oil, I don't know if it's the heat or what, but like the oil and the heat break down the break it all down. Okay, and I think we're good with how much came out of there, boys. I don't think we're gonna get much more. We're getting a drop here, we're getting a drop there, but I was trying to like get these to drain any more if they got it. Now's your chance to leave if you want to go home. Because otherwise you're getting sealed back up for another couple 100 hours. Okay, and I'm good with a little bit of oil on the trailer. You know what I mean? It adds character. It adds character. Okay, so we got a little bit of oil right there, but that's okay. We're expecting that because the tubes have to drop between the two pieces of wood. Basically, I'm going to thread these real quick, and then we'll plug them up. And let me wipe off this other one, because for some reason, these caps are nasty inside. Oh, this one's not that bad. I think that maybe the Teflon got wrapped up in this other one when it got sealed off. Because it seemed like this, like, yeah, this goo is like the tape. Just do it one more time to get it good. I appreciate y'all watching the live though. Give me somebody to talk to while I do this. Basically, we were headed to a job today that I ended up having to reschedule from yesterday because I forgot it was Memorial Day and I wasn't able to pick up from my supplier for SH. So I ended up having to reschedule the job for today. And then the property manager was telling me that they needed to get approval from the homeowner because of the price to get the job done. Anything over a certain amount price-wise has to be approved via the person that owns the house. So she wanted to go ahead and just double check that we had approval for the job before we went out there. So I was like 20 minutes from the house headed that way when I got that email. So then I was like, well, crap, what am I going to do today? But I needed to do this stuff over the weekend and then didn't end up doing it. So now that I I have the day off, I'm just gonna go ahead and get it done, you know? And then we'll have fresh oil. Basically, this machine did a lot of work over the last couple months that she was really due for a for an oil change. Okay, so I'm gonna rewrap these threads now. So give me 1 second to do this. And this way we can have nice, fresh seal on these. And I usually do about 5 times. So 4, 5. Okay. That's a nice one. Let's do it one more time over here. I'm gonna see how this like thread breaks into like a bunch of strings. I think that could have been a reason why it got all caught up in the threads here. So what I'm gonna do this time is see if we can have a cleaner break here. Oh, come on, what'd I do here? The thing with this thread tape is if you go one way, it works really good and it's easy to wrap. If you try and wrap the other way, you end up like working against yourself here. So you basically want to let the wrap work for you so you can just kind of do with your fingers. I don't know if y'all can see this in the camera, but otherwise you're like going against the grain. Okay, let's do one more. And I'm trying to make sure to keep this tape outside of the like little housing where the oil will sit in the top of the cap. That way no tape is up inside there. Okay, so now both of those are changed. And we are ready to screw these caps on. So I'm gonna screw these caps on and then I'm gonna change this camera battery so that we don't miss anything with the actual YouTube. And the live, y'all get to see it all. I like watching the lives. I've been watching people live stream for years now. And I finally got to the point where I was like, man, I want to live stream. Why am I not live streaming? I watch all these people live stream and they look like they're having a good time doing it. And I enjoy talking to people. So when y'all pop in here and stuff, like, I appreciate it, man. I do. So I'm like, I don't know if it's an only child thing, but like, I can talk to nobody, you know? So I think like being able to talk to nobody is like one of the key traits of live streaming, because not everybody, there's not always going to be somebody to talk to, or like I'm not looking at the chat right now and I'm like, who am I talking to? You know what I mean? Like I'm talking to y'all, but if you're not, you have to be able to just talk to nobody as well. And I think that maybe being an only child helped me with that aspect of streaming and content creation in general, because a lot of the times you're not you don't have an audience yet, you know, so you're just sitting there talking to who, you know, and you got to just have confidence in what you're saying. And okay, so that drain plug is tight now. Let me get this off. My hands are so oily now that I'm having trouble unscrewing some of these. Okay, so we got the first drain plug on. Now we're gonna do the second one here. This one is for the pump itself. So the oil for the pressure washer one is now plugged, and now we're gonna do the drain plug for the pump itself, which you can't really tell, but it's sitting right here, the pump. So we'll do this pump one. Basically, I'll just get this on nice and hand tightened. And if you run the Teflon tape the right way, then you don't have to worry about like when you go to thread the plug on, you don't have to worry about it pulling the Teflon the wrong way or undoing the Teflon or anything like that, because it will be running the same grain as the tightened however you want to say that. Like while I'm tightening it, it's running the same path as the Teflon tape. It's not like bunching it up and causing it to not. And there we go. I just want them nice and snug so that they sit there and don't come undone. Okay, boys. So we have our tubes. I think we'll keep those two zip ties undone, so we'll always be able to kind of maneuver these better. There was a zip tie right here across this that was keeping them completely together, but it made it hard when it came to like actually draining this oil. So with that being said, the oil is now out of the machine, which is solid. Solid. Let me update y'all. Basically, oil's out of the machine and the plugs are put back on. So now all we're gonna have to do is add the right amount of oil. I haven't figured out how much oil to add into the general pump. I wanna say it's 32 ounces. Don't mark my words on that. But you can definitely see through this looking glass when you add oil for this one. For the pressure washer, or for the GX690 itself, it's a lot harder to eyeball because there's no gauge. This has it in quarts and liters, and basically we were supposed to add 1.5 to 1.7 liters. So in my opinion, let's see where this oil level is at. It's right here. So y'all can see. 4 liters, 3 liters, 2 liters, 1 liter. And it starts with 4.7 liters. So if we dump it and get it to this line, that's 0.7. And then we want to get it 1 more liter to 1.7. So basically I need to add oil till I'm roughly around the 3 liter mark. But I don't want to go too crazy on it. So I'm going to just slowly add it. And then WG says, fill it to the top of the sight glass. Yeah, we'll see how much these general pumps swallow. How much they swallow. Let me change the battery on this though, because we're only at 16% on the YouTube battery, and I don't want that to die out on us. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring y'all with me, and I'm gonna bring the YouTube with me. All right, y'all. I'm talking to the live YouTube. I'm talking to live. I'm talking to the YouTube. Y'all talk to each other. Little kissing cousins. Okay. So let me change this battery. Boom, bop, bing, bop, boom, bop, bing. Okay, so new battery is going in the camera. And I'll come back over to y'all so you can see me. Okay, we're back. Okay, battery's going in the camera. And then let's get it recording again, and let me tell them what we're doing and where we're at. All right, everybody. Okay, is this thing on? What's going on, everybody? Dustin with Black and Gold Pressure Washing. Just changed the camera battery. If you're just picking up right now, where we're at is we drain the oil out of the GX690. We drain the oil out of the general pump. It's all in there, all the old oil. We changed the oil filter, put the new oil filter on. The old one is down here. Now all we have to do is we've already plugged the drain caps and rethread them. So we just need to add the 10W30 oil to the GX690, and then we need to add the general pump series 100 oil to the general pump right here. And you can tell right here it says use GP series 100. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that a try. Otherwise, make sure if you're using pump oil, make sure it's non-detergent if it's going in your pump. And then the 10W30 if it's going in your actual GX690. So I'm about to strap y'all in and let's keep going. That was a long little introduction, but y'all were able to see what we're doing. And then basically I just chopped this footage up into like a much shorter video. This live is like the full process uncut and how long it took me, and it's vertical and going out to like a live audience, whereas this is filming a long form for my audience that watches that way. Basically, I'm just trying to be more well-rounded with the content and provide vertical content for people that are on their phones and horizontal content for people on their PCs and televisions. A lot of my audience watches these videos on the TV, believe it or not. So if you end up being one of those guys, let me know if you're watching it on the TV or not. Okay, so let me wipe this out. I'm gonna wipe this out with a new rag, this oil funnel, just to make sure that nothing gets up in my pressure washer. Okay, so we've got this nice and wiped out, and what we're gonna do is add this to the top up here. That way it makes it a little easier to pour. And basically what we're going to do is, let me pull the dipstick real quick and just, I think that's what I was also supposed to do. I think pulling this dipstick breaks that seal a little bit. But I believe with this dipstick, we're supposed to be in between these two lines. I'll show y'all. Basically, when we put it in, we want it to be in between these two dots. If y'all can see those. The camera focuses correctly. But basically right here, there's two dots. And yeah, I believe it's supposed to be right in between those two. So that's what we're gonna do. The dipstick is nice and dipped. Nice and dipped. Okay, we are ready to add oil, boys. So let's try and do this without making too much of a mess here. What I think I'll do is I'll add a little rag around this bottom side, like right in here. That way we don't spill anything, and if we do, it's only on the stuff that doesn't really matter. Okay, so we basically need to pour this until we get to right around the 3-quart mark, or the 3-liter mark, sorry. It starts at 4.7 on this, it said. So let's see how easy this is gonna be. Wish me luck, boys. Hopefully y'all can see this right here. I'm not trying to spill any, so I'm gonna go slow. We're adding. And I'm gonna just keep checking this bottle so we can see our level. Okay, we're at 4 now. Okay, we're at a little bit more than 4. We're getting closer to 3 now. This thing slurps. Okay, a little bit more. Okay, we're getting closer to 3 now. And let's see. Let me bring this over to y'all so you can see where we're at. Basically, 3 is right here, and we're right here. So we've added about 1.5. It said about 1.7 is what was needed when changing the oil filter. So I'm just gonna add just a hair bit more. And then we're gonna see what this level is at. We'll check the dipstick and stuff, which sometimes I think the pressure washer has to be on for you to get accurate dipstick reading. What's going on, Hishan? What is my first pressure washer? Tell me its details. Can you tell me about my first pressure washing machine? The one I started with was just a 2.5 gallon a minute machine. I wouldn't recommend starting with that one. That's what we were talking about a little bit earlier in this live, is the fact that I started with a 2.5 gallon a minute machine is a little too weak. So if you could start with like a 4 gallon a minute machine, that's what I would recommend, because that will give you the best results when it comes to being able to power a surface cleaner and clean like to be able to clean and stuff. The 2.5 gallon is just too weak, so I don't recommend the first pressure washer that I started with. Definitely start with like a 4 gallon a minute. Okay, so we're wiping the dipstick and we're gonna see where our oil levels are at. Okay, nice. We're definitely right at that line, towards the top, so hopefully that's enough. I'm not adding any more for sure. The main thing is making sure you don't add too much. So what I'll say is, I can see the oil in there. All the parts will be nice and lubied up. So I'm satisfied with the oil level that we got to on the GX690. So our next goal is going to be the pump oil, which that one you can do through the looking glass and see it. But our main goal was to not overfill this GX690. I've done it before, and like I said, it'll run like a black smoke. Honestly, brother, if you can afford it, start with 4 gallon. You want to start with a 4 gallon a minute machine. If you see that surface cleaner on my pressure washer, 19 inch, you need like 4 gallons a minute to spend those. Or if you were looking at like the BE whirl away pressure washer, or a surface cleaner, sorry, it's the same thing. You need to do the you need 4 gallons a minute to be able to power the surface cleaner. So that's why I recommend like starting with a 4, because majority of the like 16 to 20 inch surface cleaner heads you can power with a 4 gallon a minute machine. Anything less than that and you'll get those tiger stripe marks. So you'll have to either walk at like a turtle pace, or sometimes it's just not even enough strength to spin the bar. That was my main problem with my first surface cleaner, was that it wasn't getting enough power flow water wise from the pressure washer. So just skip that one if you can. Bro, you're the man, dude. Love your page. Keep up the good work. Hey, I appreciate it, homie. Thanks for the nice words. We're basically just doing an oil change today on the pressure washer itself. We were able to, let me crouch down in front of this. We were able to, I have these drain plugs right here. Makes it easier to drain the oil. We drained the oil out of the GX690. We changed that oil filter, the old ones down here. That's new. I'm gonna write down the hours when we do this, so that we know going forward what interval to do the same oil change at again. Because I believe for the pressure washer, it's every, or for the GX690, it's every 100 hours, I believe, is an oil change. And then the oil filter is every, I want to say 200 to 300 hours. So I was already overdue on the oil filter. And then also the general pump here, I think I was looking in, I think it said every 500 hours, which I've already changed this oil once, and there's no problem with just putting new oil in. But I think the pump said it could go 500 hours, which the machine I think is at close to 400. I can tell y'all in a second. I think this machine is at, it's at 386 hours, 386.2. So I'm gonna, should I round that up to 400 or down to 350? And we'll do our next oil change 100 hours from now. Hey brother, I can't really check out that pressure washer right now. If you leave a comment on one of my videos with that pressure washer, and I will check it out when I can pop on the computer and look at it. Right now I'm live on the phone, and that's my only way to look up any items. Okay, so now boys, let's move on to the oil for the pump itself, the general pump. I haven't ever changed, or I haven't ever used the general pump oil itself. Usually I just get non-detergent, but I saw on the pump itself, write the hours on the filter helps me remember. Yeah, that's a really good idea, brother. I'll have to run in and grab a Sharpie to do that. But yeah, if I write that on the oil filter, I'll definitely know. I think I'll make a note in on a spreadsheet or something. 386, and I want to make sure it's 200 hours. I was looking at the manual the other day. I think it's 200 hours for the oil filter. But yeah, I'll have to definitely write that down. Changing that oil filter was way easier than I thought. I don't know why I thought that was going to be like difficult or like the hard process. I honestly just didn't know how much oil was going to be coming out of the oil filter. I was nervous that it was going to be like a ton of oil pouring out of it. But it's like, it's really not that much, you know, to be honest. I'm going to prop this oil thing up just a little so that it can finish draining the rest of the oil out of the top of this pan and down into the little filter itself. A paint pen, yeah, so it doesn't wipe off probably. Okay. We'll do that, brother. We'll do that. So let's do the same thing with this rag. We'll put the rag around here. We're going to add this GP oil now. So what we're going to be adding to the pump is non-detergent Series 100 GP industrial pump oil. This is made for their pump specifically. So if you have like a Comet pump or something else, I don't know if I would use this, but you're supposed to use non-detergent. So this specific oil is made for their pumps, so that's why I'm using this one. But on my Amazon storefront, I'll definitely link good pump oil that's not just general pump, and I definitely will link what oil to use in the pressure washers, and I'll definitely link the oil filters. So if anybody does their own or needs to, if you guys want to support the channel, clicking through the Amazon link, whether or not you buy something from our storefront or not, I still get commission. So just a little secret. Even if you're going to buy anything on Amazon, click through my link and you'll hook me up, man. I really appreciate it. Don't even have to buy anything from me. Just have to buy something on Amazon after you click on my link. So that's pretty cool in my opinion. Because I was looking at some of the transactions and sales that we've done over the last 30 days. And I don't have kitty litter and all types of other things listed on my storefront. So I was like, what the heck? Like, I get commission on this stuff too? But I was looking into it further, and because we're part of the ambassador program, we are able to get commission for anything you buy within 24 hours of clicking on our Amazon link. So that's pretty cool. What I'm going to do now is add this oil right here. General Pump 100 oil is going in now. Ooh, this stuff is red. I'm gonna let it do its thing so I don't overflow it. I can see her funneling down in there. I can see her funneling down in there. But I think it's going to take 2 of these. That's why I went ahead and got 2. I think it'll be 2 of these pump oils. 2's worth. And I think on this looking glass, I don't know if y'all can see it, but on this looking glass down here, we should start to see it fill up. Okay, we'll let that sit there for a second and just drain all that out of there. See what y'all are chirping about. The only thing I wish is I could have like the chat on my wrist or something so I can see what y'all are doing and saying. What's going on, Ray? Water for you to use. Just something to think about. Okay. So I'm gonna add the next GP oil in there now. I'm just taking it slow with y'all because I'm just chilling today. Lauren's in there taking a nap recovering because we went out yesterday for Memorial Day and I had to work today, so I didn't get as drunk as some people did. So she's paying for it today in there. And I'm out here doing an oil change. I wish y'all could see the color of this liquid though. It's like purple. Okay. Trying to see what it smells like. Stinky. I can't believe I haven't seen it on this looking glass yet. That's what's got me like, what the hell? What the hell? A premium lubricant with high natural viscosity. Let's see if it says how much. Nope. Trying to see if it would tell me how much is needed. Okay, we're just gonna add both of these because I'm 90% sure it said that the holding capacity of this tank is 32 ounces. And I'll just let this be for a minute. And we'll see what happens now. So I can tell that she's definitely getting there. Oh yeah, I can see her in there now. I'm starting to see it peek through this looking glass down here as well. We're gonna just add the rest of this and then we'll let that be. So we put in 2 GP oil bottles. Each of them I think are 14 ounces. I could be wrong. 16 ounces. Each one of these is 1 pint or 16 fluid ounces. And we went ahead and put in 2 of these. And now I can see the oil on this looking glass. I don't know if y'all can see it, but basically right there is the oil. And we're solid with where it's at. Can I show you how I mounted my hose reels? Yeah, give me 1 second. I can show you for sure, brother. Just cap these off. Make sure we got everything capped off over here. Okay, and I'm good with that amount of level on this as well. Give me 1 second and I'll show you my how I set them up, hose reels. Just want to make sure I don't forget any of these steps that I'm doing here. The way I mounted them is not like it works, but it's not like a professional mount. I built it myself and I did it myself, so I'm sure there's better ways to do stuff is what I'm trying to say basically. But I'll say that I've had my trailer 4 years and it works. So that's all you can say, right? You know? Okay, and that's on, and this is on. And let's check this dipstick one last time just because. And then let's wipe out our oil pans here. Basically my hose reels are, here, let me just pull them around while I do this because I can talk and walk and do this. See if you can tell how they're set up. But basically they're mounted to the front of the trailer railing itself. So like all through here, they are mounted directly to the trailer on the front end of all the reels with non-vibrating washers or bolts basically. So they have like a gasket kind of seal, like a little like waxy seal to allow them to not vibrate. So I would definitely recommend that part of it. And then I don't know if you can tell from here, but basically I've created this aluminum channel that runs this entire length. It's sitting underneath this one right here. And then it's just a thin piece of aluminum, if you see it, that runs right here. And it runs under each of those hose reels all the way down. And then I have it on like these metal like 4x4 blocks everywhere that there would be pressure put on the system. So if y'all give me 1 second, I need to turn this water off to my tank too before I overfill it. But yeah, basically, I'll see if I can show it to you from this side too. Basically, they sit on these wood blocks, and anywhere that I would be like applying pressure to like reel up the hose, like right here, I put a block. And then same thing, like where the only one that doesn't really have it is like right here, which I kind of just measured it out. And this is the only reel that kind of has a little bit of give. Other than that, they are very like secure. But yeah, basically anywhere where like pressure would be put on the backside of the reel, I tried to support it with these big blocks. So I have one there, I've got one there, one here, and then one on the end right there. And I just don't have enough room to do 4 hose reels. I wanted one extra reel right here, but with the spacing of like being able to reel them up, I wasn't able to do that. So that's where I'm capped at with only 3 hose reels when you don't need 4, but I would like 4. Did I buy the hose reels new? Yeah, I did buy them new. These are the manual ones though. The electric ones are even more expensive, to be honest. I'm turning off this pressure washing tank, or the water. So if I cut out for a second, hold on. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Hold on, y'all. I'm turning this water off at the house, but it just sprayed me like crazy. So I am soaked now. Wasn't trying to get wet, man. Okay, hold on. This root is gonna be the death of me. Okay, boys. Yeah, those hose reels are expensive though. That's the one thing I'm not a huge fan, is that they're so expensive. But they are so good. They're high quality, and I couldn't say anything bad about them. And they're the Titan hose reels, so same manufacturer that you see like those Kings reels and all the other reels. Same thing, basically. These are just Titan. The Titan is a manufacturer. Kings and the Real Deal and all of them are, they just get them from Titan and slap their label on them, basically. So they basically just change out this center bar with their branding. So it doesn't say Titan. It says like Kings, or you'll see like Real Deal, a couple other ones. But they're all Titan hose reels, basically. The only thing I'll say is this reel in specifically is 1-inch manifold, because it's coming from the garden hose, and I wanted the outlet, or I wanted the flow of the water going into the buffer tank to be maximum flow. So instead of 1/2 inch like these are, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, this manifold is 1 inch. That's why you'll see this like swivel right here is much larger than like this one and this one. I just noticed all 3 are different. But yeah, this one is small, that one is small. This manifold is 1 inch, so it's 1 inch, and it runs through there, same thing. And basically I need to like re-plug this because water's dripping out of here somewhere. When my tank gets too full like this, water starts to drip out of this, so I gotta figure that part out. But what I'll say is our pressure washers, our oil has been changed, and what we're going to do now is move everything and then fire her up and see how she runs. We basically just want to run her for a little bit and see how she goes. But first I'm going to cap up all this stuff that we were doing. And see if we got a trash bag for some of this stuff that we don't need anymore. Dun, 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 dun. Make sure y'all are saving all your receipts too. If you're in business, help yourself out and get yourself a tax write-off by tracking your expenses. Check those expenses, boys. Trust me. It'll pay off in the long run. Okay, so oil filter is going into this bag with our dirty rags that we're gonna retire. Well, actually, I'll probably keep this one rag for this purpose. I need to wipe off a couple things. I need to wipe off my tools because I got them all oily. And then I want to run this pressure washer as well. What hose reels is everybody running? Anybody got any other brand other than Titan? Anybody tried any other brands? I know there's like Hanak, I want to say, and then there's a couple other hose brands that I looked at. Titan just seemed to be the most like they're clean looking, they're stackable, they work. I see them everywhere down here in Florida with other like agriculture businesses or like pest control and stuff. I was always seeing the Titan hose reels, so that's why I went with them. But you'll start to see like Kings and Real Deal and all them start to pop up more. I think it's because Titan started releasing the ability to slap your name on their manufacturing. So maybe one day you'll see a black and gold hose reel. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to get at here. Okay, so this is wiped down. What do we do with our red one? I think I put it over on this other side. We're doing good, boys, though. This is the main thing that I had wanted to do today, and I'm feeling confident with what we did. So basically, we'll just keep these funnels in the car, and we'll have these. I'll keep them in this bottom container down here because we don't really use them all that often. Has anybody changed a fuel filter before? Like an inline, they're inline fuel filters. If anybody's ever changed one of those before, let me know, because I have that as well that needs to be changed, and I've gone ahead and I have that, but I didn't change it in this live. I don't know if I will. It looks like it's pretty straightforward to change one though. These fuel filters right here, I'll show y'all. This little like white thing right there is like inline. Basically, you pull this clamp off and then fit the tube in there. The what is that called? But yeah, the barb or whatever. The barb goes up in the tube and in that tube, and then you just reclamp them down. So it seems pretty straightforward to do that as well. And like I said, I have the, I went ahead and bought those as well. So, what do y'all boys think? You think I should go ahead and change the fuel filter as well while I have it and while we're live? Or should I just save that live for another day? So I feel like it's related, but my phone battery is at like 27%. I don't know how long or how quick it's dying, and I definitely want to show y'all starting the pressure washer, so that's kind of where I'm at. Basically, I'm gonna wipe this frame down and shove all this oil down into this, and I'm gonna part ways with this rag. I've decided I'm parting ways with it. But I should use this used motor oil to coat the wood on my trailer. I've heard that that's really good for when it comes to like sealing it / protecting the wood, which is the one thing I didn't do when I built my trailer that I probably would recommend anybody doing. It's one extra step, and then you have the longevity of the trailer. the base materials that everything is sitting on, you know what I mean? Luckily, my trailer is stored inside the garage, so it's not as bad. But I know weather-wise, the wood can kind of wear out on these trailers. So we have our wrenches now. They're wiped down. And this is all going back in the toolbox. Yeah, like close to half battery, something like that. So that's really good. I just want to double check this fuel filter and see if there's any other, like this looks like a one-step process, boys. I think I'm going to do this as well, just so we can say fuel filter, oil filters, all changed on the GX690, you know what I mean? That should be pretty easy too, pretty sure. It should be pretty easy. I appreciate y'all sitting in here and watching this. I know I'm just rambling on and taking my sweet time. Another thing I also bought, boys, is spark plugs, but I've never changed spark plugs on here. So I'm gonna save that video for another day. But I got it to where we could change the spark plugs as well. So the spark plugs need to be changed, which are right here and right there. And I also got a air filter. So we have a fuel filter, an air filter, and new spark plugs that are all gonna be things that we slowly go live and make videos on. What I'm gonna do is do this fuel filter really quick though, so that it's quick and easy. So give me 1 second to run in here and grab this fuel filter. Bum 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 ba na na, dun dun da da dun. Boom boom. Hey, I need where are those little fuel filters? There they are. Okay, I'm almost done. The camera's on. Okay, love you. Yeah, I know. Boom, bada boom, boom. Okay. We are back in. Hopefully y'all can still hear me now. I don't know if I went too far away from the microphone or not. Okay. So, can y'all see these? These are Honda fuel filters made in Japan. They're inline fuel filters. Basically, they're going to just fit in just like this. And I don't know if you can tell mine. Move this over here for y'all. And I'm also gonna hook up this external battery pack for y'all because my camera battery is gonna die here. But basically these will go into that thing right there, which I've never done before, but I'm about to do with y'all real quick. So. And then we'll have one extra fuel filter for next time. So that's nice. But I have this charging bank and I can tell that the phone battery, it's at 19% right now. And then it's gonna be at 15 and then 10. So I'm gonna charge y'all real quick. So y'all are getting hooked up. Got to hook y'all up. Oh wait, how can I can't charge my phone with this. What am I talking about? I got my microphone in. Huh, I wonder if no, I couldn't charge it through that, could I? Okay, boys, we got 18% to do this, basically. That's our main goal. What's going on, Angel? How many hours do I have on my engine? I think we looked and I had 386.2. So 386 hours. What we're doing now, we basically, if you just popped in here, we just changed the oil on the pressure washer and the pump. Everything has been replugged, drained. The oil filters have been changed. The oil in the GX690 has been changed. The oil in the general pump has been changed. We haven't turned it on yet because I'm going to go ahead and change out this fuel filter as well. Basically, these barbs just fit into this. I just want to make sure this is like the right size and stuff. Okay. And so basically these barbs come unclamped, this goes in, these barbs clamp back down, and you slide this in. I just don't know if a bunch of fuel is going to come out of this line or not. I don't think it will. You love your GX690 upgraded from a 5.5? Oh, heck yeah, brother. Dude, when I upgraded to this machine, I went from 2.5 gallon a minute, like tiny little Simpson pressure washer, to the 8 gallon. Like, I don't even want to, it was just night and day, like you're saying, you know? It's just such a big difference that you're like, why did I ever bother? Just your work speed alone and the flow is just so much nicer. So I'm going to change this fuel filter, but or fuel line. I don't know if fuel is going to come out of here though. I've never done one of these before. Has anybody changed one of these fuel line filters? Because I'm hoping that it's not like a bunch of gas that pours out of here. That's what I'm trying to avoid. So I think I'll unclamp the top. Let me find a little squeezer. I need some sort of squeezing wrench. This is so excessive, but I'll use this. I gotta be quick with y'all now though, because I only got 15, 20%. What are we at? We're at 17%. Be careful taking the old one out since it's plastic. They're very weak now. And fuel is definitely gonna come out. Okay. So, if that's the case, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this oil pan. I'm gonna move this onto the trailer real quick and be able to catch some of this if it comes pouring out or something. That way we got somewhere for it to go. I don't know how much it'll be, but hopefully it's not too much. And I'll keep a rag over here as well. And then you said to be careful with the barbs because we don't want to break it in there. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll do it like this. And then let's keep an extra rag in case we need it. And then where are my squeezers? I just had them. Which are excessive. You don't need this much. I see, I need something smaller than that, man. I don't want to use this big old crescent wrench thing. Sheesh, my fingers ain't that strong. Hold on, let me get a little baby something. Even this will work. I just don't want to dig around in my toolbox for something. I was hoping that I could just quickly squeeze it. Where's my squeezer at, man? I just need a little squeezer. This should work. What are they glued shut? Boys. What am I looking for? Okay, well this squeezes, but not easily. Okay, so that's squeezed now. Now you said, oof. Okay, I can tell that it's loosened. Okay, now how do I pop this hell out? Gotta like free this line somehow, like you said, without breaking the thing. Can I move this up and then move it back down? like move the clamp up more. Why did I think this was gonna be just quick and easy? Why did I think? Okay, boys. We got it. Now I need my fuel filter that I just dropped. Okay, so we got the old one out and we're about to clamp this new one on to this new hose. Well, it's not a new hose, but okay, we're sliding the filter on. And I'm a dumbass because I didn't put the clamp on first. So hold on. Okay, clamp goes on over the black hose, just like a hose clamp would. This fits into here. It's hard to get a grip and keep this squeezed at the same time. Okay, and we're fitting the line over. Hold on, boys. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'm getting there. Okay, fuel line is on now. So now I'm going to fit this clamp back over. Okay, so clamp is over now. And what I'm going to do is retighten this clamp now. So I need something else. We got it though, we got it. We got the top half. Yeah, slide the clamp up is what I was supposed to do. Need to invest in a Leatherman. What's a Leatherman, brother? Cue me in. I'm not familiar with what that is. Cue me in. What's a Leatherman? Okay. I'm just trying to make sure that this is on tight now so that nothing will ever slip out of here. Okay, so one part down. Next part. Same thing. Loosen the clamp. Okay. Okay, boys, it's out. Old one is out. New one is ready to be seated in the old hose. So fit it over it. Squeeze it down on. Okay, and then we're gonna move the hose clamp back up. That one was much easier. Now that we know what to do, I just need better tools to do it now, you know what I mean? My problem was my tools are not weak. I need a Leatherman like homeboy said. Something like that. Some sort of tool to help me with this. Like a pair of needle nose pliers that are somewhere in my toolbox that I can't find. Okay. So now we have that changed. Okay, I'm good with that. Sheesh, I'm out. I am tired. I'm dripping sweat down here now. Multi-tool. Okay. All right, boys. So the new filter is in. And all I want to do now is kind of clamp these clamps clampered. Just double check that we're locked in here. Okay. Okay, new fuel filter is on. Now it looks like it's seated right. It's not gonna pull out. Everything is on it tight, so cool. Yay, that was pretty easy. It was just finicky at first, and I needed my needle nose to pinch those clamps. I didn't have that. Okay, old filter is out, new filter is in, oil has been changed. So our next goal now is just to fill this, start the pressure washer up and just kind of see where we're at. And everything should be golden. Which is awesome because that was perfect. We were able to get a lot of stuff that we needed to get done today done without having to really worry too much about when we were going to be able to get it done. Like I said, I scheduled this job the wrong day. I scheduled it for yesterday. It was Memorial Day. So I rescheduled it today, and then the manager was like, we need to get approval first. So she'll get back with me. I'm just glad I didn't drive all the way out there. That's basically where I'm getting at. Okay, boys. Actually, I'm not done with that. But we are done with all this. I can take my little wrench. And like not much fuel came out of there, so I'm glad on that end that it wasn't too nasty. Okay, so this is what had our oil in it from today, which I'm just gonna put over here for now. And then the stuff we're gonna be throwing away, and then our old oil in our old pan. Okay, so game plan is, boys, I'm gonna fire up the pressure washer and we're gonna see how she runs. You did all that yesterday for both of your machines because you dropped. Heck yeah, brother. See, just gotta find time, and I found some time. I had time today. Like I said, Lauren's recovering from Memorial Day, so she's in there. She was getting sick. So she was just trying to sleep it off and stuff. But basically, we are good to go. What I'm gonna do is just fire up and just see how she goes. So it might get loud here. I'll probably end up walking away from the pressure washer, but you should be able to hear me still. I'll try and keep it in where I'm in shot way over there. But I just don't want to drown y'all out with the audio. So what I'm gonna do is fire up, and then I'm gonna grab y'all and we'll walk over somewhere else. Here we go. Testing out the pressure washer, new oil. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nice, boys. Okay. See if y'all can see me. I might take it off like this. Okay. Y'all can see me now, hopefully.
Hopefully it's not as loud right here as it is over there. But basically, I'm just gonna let the pressure washer run for a few minutes. Make sure everything is running good, water's flowing well, no weird smoke or sounds. Everything looks nice. The levels on the looking glass are good. Yeah, and then WG says run it for a little bit and then check all the levels again. So that's what we'll do. We'll let this run for about 3 more minutes, and then I'll cut it off, and then we'll check the oil levels and just kind of see, make sure everything is good. And if so, then we change the oil filter, we change the oil in the pressure washer, GX690, we change the oil in the general pump, and then we also change the inline fuel filter. So we were able to cover a lot of the maintenance things that need to be done on the GX690. The only thing I have left to do is change the air filter, which I have one of those. I just haven't done it yet. And I only have 8% battery left on this. So the live isn't gonna go that much longer, unfortunately. But I was having a good time in here with y'all. And hopefully this is enough to just keep the machine running nice and smooth. And like WG said, I'm gonna get some sort of like paint pen or something to write the hours on when I did my last oil change. That way we're aware of how long it's been and when it needs to be changed again. Because everything has a different increment in which it needs to be changed. So the oil in the machine versus the oil in the pump versus the oil filter versus the fuel filter, they all have a different increment of time before they need to be changed. So just trying to keep up on that maintenance will help prolong the life of the machine. So that's kind of the main goal here in what we're doing. And let me talk to this other camera too, so they can see me as well. I'm gonna let this run for like one or two more minutes while I do the same thing on the YouTube camera, and then we'll check the oil levels, and then we'll call it for the day. I really appreciate y'all joining and stuff, and I'll do this in front of y'all so you can see it. But basically, I'll sign out right here like this. Dang, this camera's big in this case. What's going on, everybody? You know who it is. We just finished up with the oil change. If you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate it. Drop a fire emoji in the comments if you made it this far. We were able to change the oil on the GX690. We changed the general pump case oil to the general pump specific oil. And then we also changed our inline fuel filter, and we changed the oil filter. So I'm letting the machine run for a couple minutes, and then we're gonna check the oil levels, see how everything is, and then we are good to go and back in operation. Everything seems to be flowing well. The sound of the machine is golden, sounds very good. Doesn't sound like it's running rough at all, so I'm satisfied with that. But basically, I'm just chilling here with the live. If you guys haven't ever caught one of my lives before, go ahead and check out my channel throughout the week. I try and go live multiple times a week to just add a different element to the channel. But if you're seeing this video as a long form video, check out my lives sometime, man. And if you're seeing my lives, check out my videos sometime, man. But yeah, I'm gonna strap y'all in, and we're gonna cut the engine off, check the fuel, check the oil levels, and then we're pretty much done here. So give me 1 second to strap y'all in. I got 5% battery on the live. So let's hurry up and run over here, WG, so what we can do. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this pressure washer off now. Nice. And that was a decent amount of runtime. So basically what I'm gonna do now is just check the oil levels on everything and make sure they all line up. So we'll do the dipstick first. Okay, and this is clean now. You can see nothing in the lines. We just wanna make sure that it's at least between those two lines. You don't really want it over them, but you don't want it below the bottom line. So we're trying to see where it's at. Oh yeah, look at that, boys. I don't know if you can tell, but basically it's like right where my thumb is, just below that top dot. So that was a perfect amount of oil that we added. And we are back in operation when it comes to that. I don't know if you can check the dipstick on this. Like, it has a little mini dipstick, but you can see that the oil level in the glass window is now sitting perfectly where the red dot is right here. So the oil level usually when off should sit right around halfway on that looking glass. And then as the pump is on, the levels drop and fluctuate. But as long as it's sitting pretty flush with this red dot right here in the middle of this, we are good. And knowing that the oil is heated up and everything is moved around in the system and it operated well, I am satisfied with that, boys. Anybody have any final thoughts that they want to add? Other than that, I'm just going to be reeling up these hose reels, and then I'm going to be packing up and putting the trailer back into the garage. But the live is probably going to die before that, so I just want to do a sign out. I want to say I appreciate anybody that stopped by in the video today. WG was in here the whole time. I really appreciate that, brother. You gave some good tips and good insight, and I'm glad you helped me with the fuel filter as well. So I really appreciate that. There was a couple other of you that asked about the trailer and other pressure washers and stuff. If I didn't answer your question in the live, go ahead and leave it as a comment either on this video or one of my videos, and I'll try and get back to you with whatever knowledge that I'm able to provide you. And I appreciate anybody that's supporting the channel, man. I'm just out here trying to make it. You know what I'm saying? I started this business in college, kept it up after college, started the YouTube channel about a year ago around the business. And I've just tried to be consistent with adding types of content and being more well-rounded with the channel, not just on the job POV. I'm trying to film some behind the scenes stuff. I'm trying to go live more, doing some transitions with before and afters, with shorts, all those things. I'm just trying to build out the brand a little bit more. If there's any products you need pressure washing wise, check out our Amazon storefront. It should be linked at the bottom of this video or at the channel description. If you need anything pressure washing related. Other than that, I really appreciate everybody joining today. I'll read the chat one last time before I fully sign out, but the phone's at like 3% battery. This camera's at like 15% battery. So we're at perfect timing for this live. We're live for an hour and 37 minutes. I appreciate you, Alexis. Appreciate you, WG, Angel, Adesano. There was a couple other of y'all that popped in today, but some of y'all will catch this on the live or the VOD. But yeah, appreciate everybody, and you'll have to catch me on the next job. Take it easy, everybody. Hey, and don't forget to like and subscribe and comment and all that, because that definitely helps. Miller time. Yes, sir. About to go chill the rest of the day. So, appreciate y'all. Take it easy. Give me a second, because it'll take me a while. Grandpa's got to figure out how to end his live. I have to take it out of the ring light to end it. Let me just sign out one last time with y'all, though. Hey, but I appreciate everybody joining, and catch me on the next one, everybody. Take it easy. Everybody have a